But I think there are certain things that a broad majority of young people go through, especially those that are aware. Because one thing is being unaware, which I know many people who are, and it's just life to them. They don't even see it as a struggle because they're so in it. Um, for me, a big part of that has been social media. Like, I see a lot of people my age so consumed by what's on their phone and what's on Instagram and what's on TikTok and what's on all of these platforms that they don't even realize that it's causing a lot of the issues that they have. Myself and a lot of other young people that I know, we have the awareness, but we still are part of that. And I say it's an issue because although and I've mentioned this before, like we cannot survive without the phone in today's world. It it's very difficult to do that unless you're like Amish and you're living in like a farm in Utah and you don't need any Wi-Fi or anything like that. But in order for communication and for things like that, it's necessary. But it sucks that we need that because I'm constantly like opening my Instagram or opening my TikTok and seeing things that I just don't want to see. And there's this level of insecurity that's constantly being fueled by the insecurity of others.
Mm, tell me more about that.
So there's always been the stigma of, men need to be, super muscular and buff and all of these things. But then there's also such a thing as toxic masculinity. And then there's, the girls that they need to be super slim and they need to, have like a picture perfect appearance and all of these things. And what does that lead to? That leads to a lot of young men striving to basically make a monster out of themselves. Um, Not for the sake of being healthy, but it's like, oh, this guy is so strong. Like, nobody's going to hurt him. And then as a young man, you fall into that mentality. And then you realize that that's not going to save you. And then for the young women, I think the insecurity is different, but it's insecurity nonetheless. It's like, how can I have this appeal towards people? I want to be liked. I want to be seen. And it destroys you.
Yeah.
Yet it's like spoon fed to young people and it's not talked about nearly as much as it should be. Because like I said, Instagram and all of these platforms, they can be used as a great tool. Like like personally, like on my Instagram, I have a lot of Catholic stuff, a lot of news and information that is very useful for me, a lot of music stuff. But then there's also those things that'll come up and they make you feel like you need to become something that either you are not or something that you don't need to actually become because they're being put out there for the wrong reasons. And ultimately, that leads a lot of young people into this despair of, I'm not good enough.